Well, first off, just so everybody, including you, are clear, I'm not trying to give you medical advice. I'm just giving you my 2 cents based on the fact that I've been around the block on this myself, and I've had plenty of engagements with doctors where we did sway things based on, if you really look at it this way. And so all I want to say here is this is my sort of take on what's going on with you. And so some of you out there might be familiar with gabapentin. It is a popular, it's not pain relief. It actually relieves the way that the nerves fire so you don't feel, so pain doesn't really happen in the first place.
Yeah, sciatic
And
nerve problems is what I was having.
right, so you have that, and I have hepatitis C, which is a nerve issue, and I have peripheral neuropathy as an afterburner of that. And part of my regimen is also taking gabapentin. Now let's go back to gabapentin itself for a second. Where did gabapentin become popular? Gabapentin became popular when the opioid epidemic was finally exposed for the sham that it was,
Yeah,
and they
right.
stopped
So let's
prescribing
figure
it.
out, let's do
And so
something else.
and so what happened was the VA decided that it could no longer just hand out cans of 100 40 milligram Oxycontins to vets like they were and getting them all addicted like they were going out of style during the war on terror. So about 2018, it comes down that we can't use that anymore at the VA to hand out like they were, and they were literally handing it out. At one point, I had a bottle of 100 Oxycontin 30s. That's enough to get you more than addicted after just a few of those. So you want to talk about getting addicted. Back to the story. They stopped doing that, so they went to gabapentin, and they started applying. I've seen people come through my counseling. I'm a counselor that have emotional problems that they're giving them gabapentin. There's
Oh
no
no.
reason for that, okay? After transplant, they told me I would need to take it because of this stuff. By that time, I had already heard other veterans referring to it as, quote, ranger crack, because every problem a veteran had, any kind of pain, any kind of anything, they just threw gabapentin at you the same way they had previously thrown Oxycontin, okay?
Yeah, they're
And so it was
replacing
all
one with another.
kind of, except it's not addicting. So what happens is it gets
I
so
hope not.
liberally used that it's just and you can't really overdose on it like you can with OxyContin. So you can take a ton of it, and it'll nerve you to it'll reduce your nerves to a point where you can't feel something. It's supposed to be for particular nerve pains, like with what he has, the sciatic thing, and what I have. And I'm not saying if you getting it, it's not for you, but that's what it. It does have other uses, as I found out with the thing that helped with HE. It was originally for the problem people have with digestion. I forget what it's called, GERD or something, one of those, but they found out it also helped with that. So there are other applications for it. But my point in all of this is, after transplant for me, I came out of hepatic encephalopathy 100%. I noticed that after about 9 months, I was starting to get really bad leg pains. And they upped my magnesium, which was key to this day, along with hydration. Those are the two baseline. But then also they said, you should try this stuff because it's basically like throwing a little sand on a light wire. It might help with the pain. It might keep it from firing, in other words. And so I said, okay, they're like, take 3 of these a day. They were 300s. And I still have I have boxes of them here right now, and I took one this morning. 300. But they gave me 3 of them. And then I started getting tired, and I got tired. I started getting spacey. And this went on for months,
Yeah.
and I started thinking, why am I suddenly getting lethargic? And then I forgot I had a prescription to it, and things cleared up. And then it was like a full year later, I recalled, because remember, I'm traveling, right? I don't have all this meds. I had to get my meds. I had to buy them. And so I was right. I was like, man, I forgot all about this other one that it's not part of my transplant, so I wasn't so cognitive of it. And so I got it again, and I tried to take 3 of them, and it knocked me out for like a day. And then I noticed, well, let's back it off, and at 2. So now I'm down to 1 per day that I probably take about 5 of the days a week, and I don't have the kind of pain that I had. But I also don't get loopy. I also don't get tired, and I'm taking 300. You said you're taking 400 of them 3 times a day.
Well,